Alrighty, so today we are going to be doing my August 2024 edition of the best teams or the top 10 teams in Dokkan. This usually tends to serve as like a categories list rather than just like this is the best objective setup in the game overall, like between like these 6 units are team number 10, these 6 units are number 8, 9, whatever, etc., right? This just sort of serves as like the best category rosters of that time. And so in this, I'm going to be going from 10 to 1, just kind of going over certain things with each category. Now, the big thing that you guys need to remember when I'm doing this list is that a leader is very important for how a team is going to work, right? And when a team doesn't have a leader, they might have a crazy good roster, but the big issue is, again, the leader skill. So when we get to like number 10 and number 9 specifically, these are some of the best rosters in the game, but right now they are lacking like a true lead that you are going to be able to reliably run in like every form of content in the game. So keep that in mind. I think that, when these categories get leaders, they'll move up. But if you do like one of the categories that I say over the next one, just keep that in mind. So number 10, number 9, and number 8 are going to be categories that are insanely good, but just are lacking that true leader right now. So with all that being said, this is my opinion. Let's go ahead and get into it. Alrighty, so coming in at number 10, I have the Bond of Parent and Child team. Now, like I said right away, when it comes to rosters, it's tough to compete with this specific team because you are looking at a pretty insane ensemble of characters here. There are a lot of Dokkan Fest LRs, a lot of Carnival LRs, but again, the big issue with this team for me is right here, right? Where it's like, you have Pan, who is overpowered in her own regard, jokes aside. She is only a key 3 130% leader, while these guys are just a 170 lead as well, right? They are 200%, but not a pure 200% or anything like that. So Trunks and Vegeta have certainly aged a bit. They are coming up on they are over 2 years old at this point. So we don't have a true updated leader for this team yet. And when we do, if they are as good as Trunks and Vegeta were when they came out, then it will not be an issue. This team will be back in this spot before you know it, way higher up. So again, looking at the team, it's like when you like put together the best characters on this image, and you'll be like, oh, this is just superheroes, right? So it's like we have this UI Goku, Beast Gohan, the 6 years, Trunks and Vegeta could kind of fit in there, right? The LR gods, these boys right here, the blue boys, right? You keep going down, superhero, like it's mostly just like the superheroes team, right? And that's kind of the problem here. So I think that this category has a really good roster, but this is not a like team that you're actually running because you're just running characters that are on this category on different teams. So Bond of Parent and Child, they are just missing a leader, but this team will be very good when they get an updated one. And that is going to be the transition for Earthbred Fighters, which I have at 9. So this team, again, very good. I'm not discrediting them one bit, but 23rd World Tournament Goku has seen his days, and so has Yamcha. Both these characters just not really fitting. You're not trying to run 2 of them in modern day content, unfortunately, and that is really kind of like the bar for me, right? Where it's like, if you are literally just unusable in the Goku and Frieza fight or unusable in a lot of these Blue Zone stages, then you're probably not going to be making the cut because these guys were not designed for these new Blue Zone stages, right? Power creep revolves around this character here now, and this character is probably 5% of what Beast Gohan is, and this character is probably 1% of what Beast Gohan is, so it's like, it's tough to run these two, especially 2 of these guys in fights like that. Could you potentially get away with it and protect them? Yes, but are you going out of your way to do so? I also think that's the case. But looking at kind of the strengths of this roster, it is very similar to the Bond of Parent and Child, except we are missing a core element of a lot of these teams, and that's going to be Vegeta, right? Where Evolution Blue Vegeta is no longer on these teams. The Goku and Vegeta character is no longer on this team. But what are we getting as a trade-off? We are getting different characters. We are getting access to Orange Piccolo. We are getting access to Bulma. Just some other characters when you go down the list, right? Just different characters that you're not used to having, where it's like Roshi, right? I don't believe Bunny Bulma is not on this category, right? Surely? No, she's not. Okay. Yeah, I didn't think so. Like, you're just getting access to different types of characters, and overall, I think it is a little bit better right now than the Bond of Parent and Child team. But if you want to argue that 2 Trunks and Vegetas are better than 2 23rd World Tournament Gokus, I think I could agree with that. So now that I think about it, I'm going to put this at 10, and we're going to put this one at 9. Yeah, I like that a little bit better. So this one is number 9, and then this one is number 10. Let's go ahead and move on to number 8, and then this is going to be the last of the teams that do not have a leader on this video, and that is going to be Battle of Fate. Now, Battle of Fate is a wicked category. Like, if you look at this roster right here, you have Jiren, Cell Max, Beast Gohan, UI Goku. It's like, oh my god, this is the best. And then you look up and it's wah wah. Like, the GT duo they are pretty good to okay. Can you run one of them and maybe get away with it? Yes, because they have the revive, but again, it's just like, they are going, like, if you're running this team, the leader is going to be the worst on the category or on the team. And that is the case with all three of these teams. Who's the worst character on the team that you're running for Bonded Parent and Child? It's going to be Trunks and Vegeta. Who's the worst character on Earthbred Fighters? It's going to be this guy or this guy, right? Who's the worst guy on the team for Battle of Fate? It's going to be the Blue Boys. It's going to be the GT duo. And that's the problem, right? Typically, you want your leader to be like a character that you're actually using on the team and you want to be seeing. And in this case, this is not the case. This is like, you know, you don't want to be seeing these characters all the time. And especially with this character, you're in a bit of a conundrum because they want to be in slot 1. So you are almost encouraged to see them, right? So it just doesn't really work the best. And when it comes to rosters, right, this is a crazy team, but you're running the superheroes version of this. You're running a Universal Survival Saga version of this. Like, it's just, you aren't running this team right now. And these characters just happen to be like conveniently all on the same team. So that's why I have Battle of Fate at number 8. But again, this is a very good roster and a modern day lead. This team is right up there with the best of them. So at number 8, I have this one. Let's move on to number 7. And this is going to be Transformation Boost. And this is going to be the first team on the list that actually has a true leader. We have Rose, not this Rose, what am I talking about? We have this Broly right here. I'm thinking about super bosses. We have this Broly. You can run 2 of him and get away with it. We have Jiren. We have UI Goku. We have Orange Piccolo. You know, this character, Ribrianne, is actually pretty good if you don't know. Boo Tanks, if you're running him alongside another Boo unit, he can work very well. We have the 5th year EZAs. They work pretty well. We have characters like this Vegeta down here. We have Topo. Now, Topo, you're not really going to be running on this team. But if you want to run like a combination of that with super bosses, you can run this Golden Frieza. We have Int Boo, who you can run with Boo Tanks. Like a lot of variety in this team and a lot of different ways to run it. And we also have a good leader. So that's why I really like this team. If you want to run like some Universe 6 portion of it, like with like Kale and Kefla, it's not going to be like the prettiest rotation, but it can work. We have this version of Exchange Boo down here. Bardock's EZA, you know, not the best. But when Bojack EZAs, if you want to run like some space traveling warriors on the team, you can run Bojack as a floater. He's going to work very well. You have God Goku down here. This version of Vegeta we talked about earlier, but he is phenomenal. Just a lot of good characters. Harutogarn is there. Just a lot of different ways that you could run this team. And I think that this category itself isn't like the most perfect category, but I think having a leader alone, this probably makes it the worst of the best in terms of the like 6 or 7 that I'm looking at for the rest of the video. So at number 7, I have Transformation Boost. I really like this team. Let's move on to number 6. Now, number 6, I am tempted to put this one up. So number 6, I have Super Bosses. I really like Super Bosses. But the one, I guess the issue, I don't really know, like, what is the issue with this team, right? Maybe like sometimes the synergy isn't going to be like perfect, but most of the time it is going to work out pretty well. You know, we have Jiren, who you can run on this team. We have Rose, and we have Broly. So 2 real leads with Broly and Rose. And then we have Cell Max when he comes out on the team for Global. And then we're also going to have AGL Jiren, who are going to be coming out in the game probably sooner rather than later. This is again from my experience. I play JP. So we know that Cell Max and Jiren are very good. Beerus can float. The Broly trio provides support. AGL Broly is a wall. We have Zamasu. We have Rose Goku Black. This is actually like a really top-heavy team, but a really well-done team, right? That you can run, like, you know, it's like more of a team that you're running one way, but that one way is one of the best teams in the game now. So it's like Rose, people are talking about coining him over on the Tanabata banner for Global because that is how good he is, right? But like running him alongside with Broly, Cell Max, Jiren, there is going to be a core 6 for this team that's going to work out very well. And if we go outside of the roster, you can run Beast Gohan on this team. There's just a lot of different things that you can do with Broly's leader skill that gives you access to a lot of stuff that you wouldn't have before. So I really like the Super Bosses team, but let's go ahead and move on to number 5, and that is going to be the Movie Heroes team. Now, the Movie Heroes team, this is, are there enough leaders for this team? Like, for real. But obviously, you're running Gogeta Blue. 2 Gogeta Blues isn't like the best thing in the world because usually you just want to run 2 Beast Gohans if you can. But with this guy in specific, this will give us access to 3 taunts on the team. If you are running Beast Gohan with this guy right here, we're going to run 2 of him. We'd run Beast Gohan, but there are a lot of really good units on Movie Heroes, and the presence of Beast Gohan on this roster is going to move it up a bit because it is more endgame viable, right? So like the tier 1 for this team, I guess you're running like Gogeta, you're running Beast Gohan, you're running the Gammas, you're running Orange Piccolo, you're probably running this STR Piccolo because he has a lot of utility with a bunch of Movie Heroes around. You can run STR Gogeta, we can run the Super Saiyan trio, we have STR Dragon Fist down here, God Goku, Pan, the Gammas. Pat the Power Kid Goku, if you want to run like a rotation of him and Hachan, it's not going to be pretty, but in like semi-mid endgame content, this can work. Like we're talking like early red zones, like stage 1 of Cell Max. You can run those characters. I think Tech Gogeta is closer to an easy A than he is further away from it. We have this character right here with Goku and Piccolo, who seem to be on the cusp of an easy A. Tapion and Minosha could easy A any day now. Like I said with Tech Gogeta, they're up, and then these 7 years are going to be easy A-ing during the 10-year anniversary more than likely. So very good setup for this team. I think there's a lot of good options, and it's looking like Worldwide Download Celebration is going to be movies themed. So probably a lot of additions coming to this team, and it could just be Movie Heroes world again that we're just living in. Who knows? So Movie Heroes, I have at number 5. Let's move on to number 4. It's time to have a little bit more fun and look at some of these teams that I know you guys really like. So number 4, Majin Power. I know that might sound crazy, and honestly, I might move Movie Heroes above it by the time I'm done, but I am really a big fan of the Majin Power team, and I just want to give them some love, so that's why I'm kind of doing this. But Majin Power, I think this team is super, super like fun to use, because you will have a turn where you get hit with a super for 530k, you have like 150k HP left, you go to the next turn, it's all back. Like, it's just crazy, right? So we have Physical Bootanks, who transforms into Physical Buhan and becomes an absolute like stud, one of the best characters in the game, right? Like an LR that's like top 7, top 5, something like that, like near there, right? We have this version of Int Boo, who's just a defensive wall, stacks, does all those things, has Ghost Usher utility, defensively has guard, all of those things. We have Tech Exchange Boo, who when you're an evil Boo, you're going to be able to dodge, you have damage reduction, good defensive utility, good like okay damage. If you want to transform and finish the fight, you can transform to Super Boo. That's going to be very helpful. We have 21, who's okay. She has good damage reduction. She can fit on the cut of the team. We have the free World Tournament Mr. Boo, who heals with Rainbow Orbs. He's a Rainbow Orb Changer. He helps with Ki and all of that. If you want to support Boo tags even further, we can run this version right here of the 50% Super Boo. He's pretty good. Not the best, but pretty good. I think if we want to look at the future prospects of this category, we can talk about it. STR Kid Boo is probably in line for an easy A. Maybe not this soon, but within the year, I'd say, probably within the next 12 months. Would be when I'd be expecting this character to get an easy A. This STR Boo, if you need to run like somebody for AoEs and things like that, we have this super easy A for Kid Boo, who's cracked. Very good character right here, who's going to help out a lot for characters like this guy. STR Super Boo, also very good. You transform to Buhan, you're getting that 100% defense on Super. You have this guy for AoEs as well. The only thing with him is it's a coin flip of whether or not he's going to have guard in the first slot. But otherwise, if you can get that, you're going to be looking at some pretty impressive damage numbers. And yeah, so I think now that I think about it, yeah, we're going to move Majin Power down to number 5 below Movie Heroes. But I do like Movie Heroes a lot. This is a very good team. Now, we can kind of talk about these two next ones because now we are at the top 4. So I'm kind of just reorganizing this list as I'm making it, as I'm talking through it. So Majin Power at 5, I'm going to have this guy at number 4. So let's go ahead and move on to the top 3. Okay, so for the top 3, I have a combined spot for spots 2 and 3. They're going to be merged into number 2, and that is the Universe Survival Saga as well as the representatives of Universe 7 categories. Now, you might be asking, why are these shared? These are basically the same teams, right? Because Reps of U7 is the Tournament of Power team, so technically, Universal Survival Saga would go at 2 for the wider roster, and then Reps of U7 would go at number 3, but because they're basically the same team, I'm going to include them as 1. So, looking at the Reps of U7 team, or the USS team, what you can do is you can run 2 Tech UI Gokus, or you could run 1 Jiren and then another Tech UI Goku if you wanted to, and these teams are going to work out very, very well. Now, with this team, the kind of top cut, it's like you want to run Jiren, UI Goku, the 6 years, Goku and 17 and Frieza, this version of Goku and Vegeta, and then you have a little bit of freedom, right? So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so basically something like this, right? This is the core team right here where the way my mouse is moving, these 3, these 2, and then like right down here is like somewhere where you can get a little bit freaky. You could run Dispo if you want. You could get away with 17 and 18 if you want to run like a pure U7 version of this team. If you want to run Tech LR Jiren, if you want to run Ribrianne, Kakutsa, and Rosie, if you want to run Topo, it's going to be a little bit trickier with Topo because you need special pose, but you can make it work, right? But like 17 and 18, like I said, I think that this team has a lot of different options that work out very well together. Is it kind of top heavy? Yeah, but like for Universal Survival Saga, like I said, it's 1, 2, 3, then 4, 5, 6. 6 very good characters. Like this is literally like one of the best teams in the game, right? The only thing that these categories are missing, really, are like Gogeta and Beast Gohan. Otherwise, these teams are just absurd. So, like for this one, what you do is you run like Tech UI Goku as a leader, then you run 17 of Frieza, 17 Goku and Vegeta, and then these two 6 years right here, or you replace Goku and Vegeta with 17 and 18, right? I think that's kind of the way that you want to set these teams up, but either way, they're going to be extremely efficient, really, really good teams that are well done. This is my favorite team to run in the game easily right now. A lack of Jiren does hurt, I'm not going to lie, but, you know, who knows? Hopefully this team is still good when UI Goku comes back around with coins, and we'll be able to have some fun with this team in the future. So, number one, yeah, it's Peppy Gals. You guys already knew this was coming. I'm kidding. Superheroes. We knew this was going to be number one. 2 Beast Gohans at all times. Really hard to beat that. You include Tech UI on the team. You include the 6 years. You guys know how good this team is. This is the team that everybody on Global is running right now. You guys know how crazy this team is, how much power it has, all the crazy things that you can do, all the different setups that you can run. The setup is you run Beast Gohan, you run UI Goku, you run the 6 years, you have Gogeta on the team, you have the Gammas, you run Evo Ken wherever they are. You do something like that. You can kind of get freaky with that, and you are good to go, right? You can run the Gamma 1 if you need. You can run Pan if you need her. 17 and 18, not really going to work out that well on this team, but again, superheroes, everybody's Orange Piccolo, forgot to mention him. Everybody runs this team. You guys all know how good it is. I don't need to explain too much, I don't think. But if you don't understand, this team has a little bit of everything. We have taunts, we have a giant form, we have guaranteed dodges, we have revives, active skills, action breaks, dodging, everything that you need. It's stacking, all of the mechanics that this game has, essentially, this team has. The only thing it's really missing is like a true Ghost Usher, but that's basically what this serves as, because this team doesn't really take damage to normals. So there you have it, my top 10 categories / teams in Dokkan right now. At number 10, I have Earthbred Fighters. At number 9, I have Bond of Parent-Child. At number 8, we have Battle of Fate. Number 7, Transformation Boost. Number 6, Majin Power, or not Majin Power. Number 6, Super Bosses. Number 5, Majin Power. Number 4, Movie Heroes, mostly because Beast Gohan and Gogeta. Number 3, and number 2 / 3, Tournament of Power / Reps of U7. And then number 1, Superheroes. So let me know down below what you guys think. How would you reorder this list? Do you agree with everything? Do you disagree with anything? I'd love to know in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. If you did make it up to this point, don't forget to leave a like if you did enjoy, subscribe if you are new, and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any of my Dokkan content moving forward. Have a great day, and I'll see you all in the next one.